Hey guys, Eric with Blue Line Fishing. Welcome back to the channel. Your time's important to me as always, and what we're going to do in today's time is we're going to take a look at this Ninja Tackle Dagger 12-foot surf rod. Nice big surf rod. We're going to check it out and see what it has to offer. Stick with me. I think you're going to like it. So let's jump into this, guys. This is the 12-foot Dagger by Ninja Tackle. Big, long surf rod. Give you guys kind of a perspective of how long this thing is. 12 feet. It's going to have, pretty amazing casting distance on it, I would say. But first, let's cover the stats on the rod, okay? First, we'll go with the makeup of the rod. This is a carbon fiber glass blend rod, so it's a little bit different construction. It's a medium heavy, and it has a fast tip to it. And you can see the parables kind of starts right in here about this third guide, but it does have a nice fast tip to it. Definitely not extra fast because it is pretty rigid. That's what you're going to want for casting those bigger lures and weights and terminal tackle rigs. And speaking of those, this rod is weighted between 3 and 8 ounce lures, terminal tackle rigs, things like that. The pound test rating on that is 20 to 40 pound test is what they recommend. Of course, you could go lighter, you could go heavier as well. We'll get into kind of the nitty gritty specs on this too. It has and I'll try and give you a close-up view of this here. Has a FUJI reel seat on it, and it said it can be used for spinning or conventional tackle. I don't know as far as conventional because these guides, the way they're standing up, pretty big. But personally, what I will put on this is going to be probably a 60 Cabo spinning reel will go on this. But FUJI reel seat on it. FUJI guides on this as well, and it has 6 guides. Usually in rods, if you watch some of the other review videos I do, I'm big on a high guide count because I think it helps tame that line down, prevent line twists and things like that. I also think it improves your accuracy and overall bite detection with the rod. So this doesn't have a ton of guides on it for being as big a rod it is, but it's designed for a little bit different purpose, so I don't think it really needs them. So we'll take a little closer look at these FUJI guides. It is what these guides are. They're 3-legged guides, so you can see there's 2 in the rear, 1 up front, and they connect into 2 feet. So 3 legs, 2 feet on these guides. It's a double wrap on these guides as they go on each section of the rod here. And the guides themselves right here, the insert, super smooth right here, and it's a material called Alconite. And Alconite is known for being very abrasion resistant, super low abrasion resistance on it. It's used in a lot of the higher end FUJI inserts, and it's something it's supposed to be about 20% lighter than aluminum oxide. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Speaking of the weight, Ninja Tackle on their website, they advertise this rod at being 17.2 ounces, so coming in just a hair over a pound. But I weighed it on my scales here, and if you watch other review videos, I always like to weigh it myself just to see what the manufacturer has to say and what the actual weight is, and those scales are super accurate. This is actually lighter than what they said. I weighed this out and it was 14.9 ounces. So coming in at under a pound for a great big 12-foot surf rod, that's pretty impressive. And when we get down here to the butt section of the rod, it is a shrink wrap handle on this, obviously a split handle, but a shrink wrap on there, so it's got that kind of tacky feel to it, which I really like, especially when your hands get wet or you're handling bait or you're handling fish and they get slimy and stuff. But it's a 2-piece rod, breaks down right here. It's what they call a 50-50 split on it. Pretty tough to find 12-foot rods or longer that aren't multi-section, but it's a 2-piece rod. So guys, the price point on this rod, and I don't have any affiliation with Ninja Tackle. This is just one I was able to get my hands on and be able to do another review for you guys. But the price point on this is $230. I don't know if you can shop around and find them any cheaper or not, but looking on their website, they're actually sold out of them right now. So obviously it must be pretty popular rod. I've actually done a review on another Ninja Tackle rod. It's the Bama Bummy Stick. If you want to check that out, I'll leave a link in the description down below. But this rod right here is one that we'll really put it to the test here in a few more weeks when we get down to the Gulf Coast. We're usually down there for 2 weeks, and we surf fish every single day that we're down there. And it's one that I think is going to have some pretty phenomenal casting ability. But the overall feel of this rod, if you're wondering, it's got a thinner, like I say, I was talking about the shrink wrapped handle before. It's got this great big handle where you can really get both hands into it. I think you'll be able to whip that rod and get that out past those sandbars a lot of times like you're wanting to do. Really get that distance on it. It's got a really good feel on it, and I like a thinner handle on a rod too, and this definitely has it. It just, you can kind of see right here, between the blank and where the handle is and the wrap, there's not a whole lot of taper. A little bit, but it's not real aggressive, so I like that. Overall, you know, I think the look of the rod, you know, it's a good looking rod, it's a sexy looking rod, but as far as the components that are on it, I think it's going to be one that is going to serve you, or somebody might get it for pretty darn well. So that is a look at the Ninja Tackle 12-foot dagger surf rod. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like this review video, be sure to check out the library on the channel here. I've got tons of other review videos, rods, reels, tackle, boats, you name it, all kinds of good stuff. I'll leave some links in the description down below so you can check those out as well. Once again, if you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe. I really appreciate it. It helps me out. And don't forget, until that next video, get out there and fish.